I would like to teach you the second part of the movement, because in this movement we have defined the sphere of Earth, and now we'll define the connection, which is an arc, the connection of horizon. So after we finish the moon a few times, and I'll tell you how many times, when you go to foundation, you raise the energy through the centers, and then the arms becomes a wave directed forward to arrive to the place called foundation, which is again a pure horizontal plane. It's the horizontal plane of the expansion. It's the same plane. It's not above horizontal. It's about right here. It's not below. It's the suspension of the shoulder girdle, and it's like a letter U, like a U, and the U is still coming from the center of right and left. It's not that the U make the chest and your torso back and shrinks it, but it opens it into a right and the left at the same time that is defined pure front and back. Now this is the farthest point of pure front and back, because if I go closer to me, you see all they will close. So that's the reason we say the farthest point, because it's the forward extension in the 6 directions that respect completely the right and the left. It doesn't push it back or doesn't push it forward. And then from here, usually we go above the crown, which means instead of going around from the moon, we enter the diagonals and the upper planes that correspond to the sphere of heaven, right there. And then we'll open the energy through it. All right? So let's practice horizon a few times, going to horizon and then unfolding to heaven and then opening the mandala from there, just to go each time to find that extension. Okay? So we'll start. Let me see where we start, because let's start with moon. Let's do moon a couple of times and then we go to horizon. Okay? 6, 7, and 8, inflowing wave. And we go to foundation in order to go to crown, because remember that every movement begins in crown, right here. And now 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we go in through the centers to the moon. And then moon is always around the crown to earth. And then we do it again, the foundation, we unfold into moon, moon, around the crown, going to earth. And now, if we do the second movement, which is horizon, we ascend through center, it becomes a wave, and it becomes a horizontal plane right here. Ascend above the crown to go to heaven, and then from heaven, it opens all the directions of expansion. It opens crown, it comes back to foundation, and we go one more time to horizon. 2, 3, horizon. And now, to horizon, as we enter the sphere above the crown to go to heaven, notice that you go in diagonal forward. You don't go in back to go to heaven. You enter the diagonal, which is the transversal connections of your body, and you're opening all the areas of your torso to go to the sphere of heaven. The sphere of heaven, remember, is the largest sphere, is this upper sphere that expresses the fullest extension of your spine. And then from heaven, you can open the direction straight to go to expansion, come back to crown, and then inflowing wave, foundation, and then we'll reverse, and we arrive to 0 point. Wonderful. Okay, this movement that you're learning, the moon and around the crown, and horizon above the crown, and gets completed with the third movement. There is a mandala, and it's called a spherical mandala. And the spherical mandala is very wonderful because it allows us to experience gravitational expansion, or what also we call it gravitational transfer, which means that in the center of gravity, how the center of gravity changes in space, because in the spherical mandala, each sphere corresponds to another point on space. So I just want to do it. I'm going to go to horizon one time, and then from horizon we're going to go to the spherical mandala, and then we'll do the whole movement, moon above around the crown, moon, horizon above the crown, and the spherical mandala as it is. Okay? So let's start by going to horizon, which is the second movement that we just learned. 5, 6, 7, and 8. We start by going to crown, because that's the way usually we start. Right here, and now inflowing wave, and now we're ascending as an unfolding wave to horizon, and now entering the transversal directions to bring me to heaven. And now from here I have the sphere of heaven, which is the upward sphere, centralizing and opening the center of my heart. And now when I'm descending from crown, the top of the head, I'm changing the direction from crown, and that will become another sphere, another sphere, another sphere, another sphere, until I get to this point in space, which is a big, big, big sphere. It's a little bit different than expansion. Expansion is more like here. The sphere is not maybe 2 inches more forward, seemingly, but it's right and left. And then from here, I change the sphere, and then the sphere allow me to return to Earth, to the inner arc of Earth, ready to start the movement again. So it goes from horizon, unfolding horizon, ascending through the transversals to heaven, and now the upper sphere is another sphere, another sphere, another sphere, another sphere, another sphere, another sphere, and that will become the central sphere of the center of my heart, and the right and the left, of course. And then from here I descending, and the sphere becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and here I am in Earth, the inner arc, to allow me to descend again through it. Okay, so the movement is two times going around the crown, moon and around the crown, 2 times going moon and above the crown, horizon and above the crown, and then the lateral release. Okay, the spherical mandala. Wonderful. So we'll start very gently. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We complete the crown, as always, there. And now, moon above the crown. 1, 2, 3, moon. 1, 2, 3, earth. 1, 2, 3, foundation. 1, 2, 3, moon. 1, 2, 3, earth. 1, 2, 3, unfolding wave. 2, 3, horizon above the crown. 2, 3, and 4, and now the lateral mandala. 1, 2, 3, and 4 becomes a big sphere. 5, 6, 7, that's earth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, earth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Complete the movement. 2, 3, and 4. And then here we are.